A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a high-stakes diplomatic visit, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu returned to Israel without securing a much-anticipated ceasefire in the ongoing Gaza conflict. Despite the optimism expressed by U.S. President Donald Trump and other officials that this week could yield significant progress, Netanyahu's trip concluded with little to show for the efforts made. The Israeli leader's visit to Washington was marked by several high-profile meetings with Trump, who is eager to solidify his legacy as a peacemaker and has even been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize as a result of this engagement. However, the lack of a breakthrough in negotiations has left many observers questioning the effectiveness of the discussions. President Trump has been vocal about his desire for a 60-day truce between Israel and Hamas, aiming to end the violence that has plagued the region for over 21 months. Yet, despite the high-level talks, no concrete agreement was reached, disappointing those who had hoped for a resolution. Rachel Brandenburg, managing director of the Israel Policy Forum, noted that Trump's ability to negotiate a ceasefire would test the limits of his influence over Netanyahu, especially in light of their recent military collaboration against Iran. Secretary of State Marco Rubio expressed cautious optimism, stating that the U.S. is closer to achieving a ceasefire than ever before, but acknowledged that challenges remain. The stakes are high for Trump, who views a ceasefire as a stepping stone to broader agreements in the Middle East, including expanding the Abraham Accords and normalizing relations with Syria. However, Netanyahu faces mounting pressure at home, with public sentiment calling for an end to the conflict as hostages remain in captivity and Israeli soldiers continue to be targeted. The Israeli Prime Minister has insisted that any ceasefire must be contingent on Hamas disarming, a condition the militant group has rejected. As negotiations stalled, Netanyahu's position appeared increasingly precarious. He risks alienating his far-right coalition partners if he compromises too much. The dynamics between Trump and Netanyahu have shifted significantly over time. Just a few months ago, Trump criticized Netanyahu for his handling of the initial Hamas attack, suggesting he was unprepared. However, the recent military actions against Iran have seemingly aligned their interests. Netanyahu has publicly praised Trump, emphasizing the strong alliance between the two nations. Yet, as the situation in Gaza remains unresolved, the question looms: can Netanyahu maintain his political standing while navigating the demands of both Trump and the Israeli public? The complexities of the negotiations, including the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, add layers of difficulty to the already tenuous situation. While Netanyahu expressed hope for a ceasefire in the coming days, the reality on the ground remains fraught with challenges. As the world watches, the diplomatic dance between Trump and Netanyahu continues, with the future of peace in the region hanging in the balance. Will they find a way to bridge their differences, or will the absence of a ceasefire deepen the divide? Only time will tell, but the urgency for resolution has never been more critical. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.